Okay, hello and welcome to part 4 of Warhammer 2 Total War. Our Kislev playthrough. Last time, even though it was only like 2 days ago, I can't actually remember. I think we were in a moment of relative peace, and I was actually having a moment to build up my empire, as it were, or my provinces. We had made peace with the Skaven, which might be ending soon, the Skaven and Hell Pit. We had made peace with the Norscans, or at least some of them. There might be others which were going to start attacking us. The Greenskins Red Eye tribe has been dealt with, not by me. They got killed by the Beastmen, which was very nice of the Beastmen. These forces of destruction, there will be their own destruction. I don't even have to raise a finger to deal with them myself. And I don't think the Empire factions feel like killing me right about now. Though they're involved in a civil war at the moment. I believe a whole bunch of the Empire factions, Middenheim, Nordland, possibly Wissenland, or is it Wissenland? No, it's Beckhafen? Yeah, Beckhafen. And maybe Sturland are all at war with Ostland, which is kind of amusing. Oh, and Hochland, not Sturland. I think are all at war with Ostland. Don't know what Ostland did to upset them, but I'm glad I didn't end up agreeing with with the Empire factions for like any defensive or military alliances. Not that they were really open to them in the first place, though, because I would have been dragged into that, and I don't want to deal with that. I've got bigger problems which are massive, covered in spikes, and heavily mutated, namely giant mammoths. We've only seen one. It wasn't too much of a problem. I had a cannon to deal with it, and some archers, but if we have to go against armies of like six of them, that's when horse archers are going to be useful. Maybe. We might not have enough arrows even then. I would like to get rid of Hell Pit. That would help a lot. Because it would also take off pressure of the dwarves. Cracker Drak are still around. They're getting attacked by the Norscans. They might actually be getting attacked by the Norscans at the moment. Can't remember. We might have left off on just before a battle. But yes, I would like the Cracker Drak dwarves to survive, because they help protect my northern border. And they're like the only ally I have in this entire area. The Empire can't be relied on. Any other dwarves are too far south. What's it called? Karak Kadrin is further south, and they deal with vampire counts, so they might actually be dead. I don't know. I think usually I see them taken out by greenskins. Anything else? There's also the problem of the Norscans actually uniting, which is a big problem. I think they actually have begun doing that. I think they were all uniting under the banner of the Aeslings or something like that. One of the Norscan tribes. When that happens, there'll be less infighting, and then they'll own all of Norsca, and they'll be able to focus their attentions on the north, on the northern shoreline of the Empire, and also me. It's difficult to attack Norsca because they live in Chaos Wastes regions, and that just deals constant attrition to my armies when I move them in there. So it's very unpleasant to try and do a campaign against the Norscans. Not only are you having to deal with their armies, you're also having to deal with the environment itself, killing off your troops. So unless you take it really slow, but that gives the Norscans time to repel your attacks. And then you have the choice of, do you raise their settlements, or do you take over their settlements? Raising the settlements denies them the settlement outright, and they have to recolonize it. However, you're left for a turn taking attrition, because you can't move your army after raising a region. Or do you take it, which gives you a potential base to work from, but it's in an unpleasant environment. So it costs a lot to maintain. Public order is going to be an issue. Yeah, here we go. Is this the Aeslings? Hellspire tribe. So they haven't completely united. There's still the Vanaheimlings down here. I think, was there Wintertooth? Yeah, there's Wintertooth up here as well. Where it was Wintertooth, they might actually march through to attack me. We see the Aeslings over here, fighting against Krakadrak. Krakadrak is holding against them, but I think they just recolonized this, so they might not have enough of a garrison to fight this off. No. I think I was actually going to go move and fight them, because I would like to keep the dwarves alive. And even if I don't have what's it called, military access to their regions, I think they'd still appreciate me fighting them again, fighting off the enemies, even if I have to trespass on their territory to alleviate their issue. There is a Skaven here also. They're building up. They have some storm vermin. The rest of it's just clan rats. They also have a warlock engineer, but it's not too bad. You can see Karak Ungor here has been raised. And also the settlement over here, which is Kazid Urkulaz, is destroyed. That's over here, I believe. I don't actually know anything else further south. I haven't got any heroes. Some of my regions are ready to be upgraded. Zoishenk, which I've held off on because I think we just recolonized it. I was focusing on Fort Stragoff because if they come down here, they tend to go for Zoishenk. So, and I was positioned around Fort Stragoff, so I could stop them from attacking it. Prague is leveled up. It's got an open slot, but I don't know really what I want to build there. This is at the beginning of the turn, so I haven't actually built anything yet. Fort Jakova we took back from the Greenskins, and it's level 1 still, because they came down here and just sacked it and then settled, so... let's see. Yeah, I'm gonna move my army up. Hold on. Hey, Krakadrak, you're in a bit of a sticky wicket. How about we have military access and trade agreement? Nope. What about military access? Military access, and I give you a payment of 590? Or 580? How much will it take for you to accept some aid? Stubborn dwarves, I'm going to help you anyway, whether you want it or not, because I don't want you dying. Your pride will be your downfall. Do I want to move Boris up there as well? Yes. I'll get a level from him as well. They might just run off. Might be too much. No allies have chosen to become involved in this dispute. Well, I don't have any allies, so, you know. Yeah, they ran off. Okay. You move up there. You move back. Because you're just foot. And there we go. Oh, they're both running off! Cowards. Yeah, we are dying, but this line of code says I do not want to receive help from you. Yeah, it's kind of like that. However, on the other hand, it's also makes sense for the dwarves, because the dwarves are that damn stubborn. They won't accept aid if it's like...
a bid.
Dwarves are I said it, dwarves are stubborn. So, you know, I don't know. Something might be stopping them from accepting my aid. I'm making stuff up at the moment to justify it. Because dwarves have grudges. And if they have a grudge which says, you know, oh, you slighted us in the past, perhaps you didn't supply aid when we needed it, so we're not going to accept your aid now because you're untrustworthy, then so be it. But anyway. What do we do here? Prague. I want more money. So I'll build another weaving house. Port Jakova, I will upgrade you because you're all the way to the south. And we can get another research going. Get endurance training eventually. Improve cavalry armor, and then endurance training. Vigor loss reduction for cavalry units. That means they'll be able to run around for longer. Hey dwarves! I won't actually be dragged into a battle if they decide to attack the Norscans there. So, that's a shame. I would have liked to have had a battle with the dwarves. We actually wouldn't have fought them with the Krakadrak dwarves anyway, because we're not military allies. Having battles with other factions is kind of rare in this game. Mostly because all the races are kind of xenophobic, and they don't really like anyone outside of their own faction. The dwarves and the Empire get along, but the dwarves mostly stay to the mountains. The High Elves get along with the Empire as well, kind of. But again, they are mostly on Ulthuan, so they don't really leave there. All the destruction or evil factions don't really get along with each other, so they never really fight with each other. What would be the most common? Empire and dwarves, I suppose. I mean, if you put the effort in, you can get an agreement with kind of anyone. Except for, like, Warriors of Chaos, who just outright ignore diplomacy, because they're not interested in that. They're interested in just killing everything. That's kind of their whole shtick. The Beastmen of Chaos also are like that. So you can have Beastmen of Chaos allied with Warriors of Chaos. Oh, they just bug it off. Okay. Well, we improved the situation for the dwarves. Though they might dislike me for trespassing on their territory. We didn't ask for your help, manling. You're trespassing. But you are going to die. Whether we do or not is our problem. If we want your help, we will ask for it. No. Oh, the puppy barks its defiance. Yes. Okay, so we're just going to skedoodle out of the Krakadrak's territory. Ugh. I might give them a monetary compensation to smooth our relationships. It's not that big of a deal, but kind of for thematic sake, I might give them a gift of gold just so that they don't get upset from me being in their territory like this.
Can I offer assistance?
Okay, move back. How much do they dislike me for that? Trespassers, yeah, minus 29. It's like every step you take. Offer payment. Small gift of 800. There we go. If you think this bribe if you think to bribe us with valuables, it won't work. These are gifts and will be treated as such with our gratitude, but that is where the matter ends. Yeah, our relationship with them is actually deteriorating. Because that, thing. Hey, you're accepting a trade agreement with me now. Sign this contract and we'll have a pact. Well done. And that's making our relations actually improve now. Thank you very much. And I'm getting some good money for that. Military access now?
Nope.
Unfortunately, this will not be in the best interest of the Kara's Encore. Fine, whatever. Every step you take, every move you make, we'll be watching you and demand compensation in gold. That is the dwarves. They're sticklers for tradition, rules, and oaths and honor. If you slight a dwarf, they will never forget it until they feel their grudge has been paid in full, and that is completely basically up to the dwarf on how much it has they need until they consider the grudge settled. Not that they sort of anyway. There is examples in the lore of like, oh, what is it? There's one of an empire lord who commissions the dwarves to build a wall around his settlement, and the dwarves do it. However, the empire lord accidentally shortchanges the dwarves by like 2 gold or 2 copper, and the dwarves take this as a grave insult, and I believe they dismantle the wall, demolish the entire settlement, and take 2 copper and then just leave. Or something like that. I think it's actually a grudge which you can get when you're playing as the dwarves, and your goal is just to go to a settlement and sack it. And you get 2 gold from it. Never mind that you're killing, like, you know, thousands of people in the process. No, it's just this 2 gold here we're taking and leaving with. So. The thing is, even with that though, the dwarves are not evil. They're just stubborn. So. What have we got? No, I want Zoishank. We're not at war with anyone up here. Oh, we are actually. We're at war with a Hellspy now. I wonder how that happened.
Lady of the Azrael.
No, you're not. Go to Volksgrad. Hell Pit. I think that... Oh, no, you haven't actually taken that. I'm going to destroy Frozen Landing over here. Just to get rid of the Norscans over this direction. The map's been rotated around. If it's a bit confusing. Gives a new perspective of things. Norden's going fine. You're still at war with
Greetings on behalf of the Empire.
Ostland. Well, you're interested in making a non-aggression pact, but I don't really want to get one because that will make the rest of the Empire upset with me, or at least Talabekland, Nordland, Hochland, and Midland. So your problems are your own, I'm afraid. The Empire isn't involved in that, so I've got pretty good relations with them.
Greetings from Sigma.
But they're not interested in anything else. You see, basically all the Norscans and Clan Boulder, basically they all hate us. The Red Eye tribe's still around. Where are they? Oh, they're over there. That's a Nashrak's lair. Okay, so they're far south. Kind of. They'd have to march through the mountains all the way along here to get to me. I think that's only a minor settlement too. Man Blight tribe is somewhere. Hey, Beastman. Very good. Yep. I can declare war on them. That's all I can do. Destroyer. They're not interested in anything but death and destruction. We're actually strength rank 7. It's probably just because of the provinces I own. I own like 4, which is pretty big, all things considered. I want you. I want to get me more horse archers. Yeah, sure. You can go over to Zoishank. Actually, hold off on that. Level up that. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, do that. You're getting 1 horse archer. How much are we making for trade now with the dwarves? Can I see that? This one. 311. And that will go up per turn. The longer you have a trade agreement with someone, the stronger it gets. There's a fine line between demanding payment in full or just being stupid. Don't let the dwarves hear you say that, otherwise it will be a grudgeon. They'll write it down in their book of grudges. In a way, they're required to do that. I think there's a story where 2 dwarf factions go to war against each other for some slight between 2 of them. And they spend so long at war that they end up forgetting the reason for the war. And when an enemy comes to threaten both of them, because they can't remember why they're at war, they have peace between them and to face the greater foe. They defeat the foe, but then they're punished by their ancestor gods. And I think are destroyed by their ancestor gods because they forgave a grudge. So they're kind of required to never forgive by their gods. Anyway, Warhammer is full of a lot of silly things like that. It's part of the game. It's part of the setting, and it's why I enjoy it. It's so ridiculous and over the top at times. Nope. So, and the dwarves are one of the good factions. The High Elves, they're all about protecting the world and from the threat of chaos, and, you know, they seem good. However, they're also incredibly arrogant. Kind of really xenophobic, because they look down on all the other races as being very primitive. Sort of, we'll meddle with your affairs because it's in our best interests and we know best. They're isolationist. They're all on Ulthuan. They don't really go out of the go out from there. They prefer being left alone. But they will have expeditions elsewhere. And they also have kind of the vengeance-seeking nature, like the dwarves, but not to that degree. There is an example in the lore where I forget what happens exactly, but something happens over here. This area called the Wasteland. You might be getting an idea of what happened. Something happened, I forget what. High Elf Prince was upset or something, and in retaliation, this whole area here got burnt to a crisp, and that's why it's called the Wasteland. Because they just destroyed everything there.
Now,
So yeah. But they do good things. They do protect the world from chaos, and they're siphoning away all the excess magic through this thing, the vortex, which is in the middle of their island, Ulthuan, which is this. So, you know, they're doing a great deal for the world. But yes. Anyway, I wanted to build a training field here. So I would like you to get some more varied units. How are my provinces? -2. Yeah, we're gonna have to build. I'm gonna have to build a Shrine of Ursun here to lower taint in the area. Get that. Go into Fort Stragolf. Are you getting sieged by Shore Trucken again? No, at Shore Trucken. No. Shock Trucken. Cracker Ravensvik. No. And Cracker Drack's fine. Yep. Okay.
Lady of the
We've moved you up. That's Cracker Drac there. We don't have a, can we actually get military access now? Nope. Alas, our ideals differ greatly. Okay. I do actually like playing as the High Elves. I like playing as Avalorn. You start with... Oh, what's her name? Can't remember. Something A. It starts with an A. Yep. Nope. It's gone out of my head. It's like Alisana or something like that. But they start in central of Ulthuan, and I don't know. I just like playing as them. As I might have said before, I think my favourite faction to play as is Ark the Black for the Tomb Kings. I don't know, I find him a lot of fun. Either that or Vlad von Karstein for the vampire counts. I can never bring myself to play the other vampire lords. Because it's like, do you want to play as them? Or you could play as Vlad. And Vlad is like a big deal. So it's like, well, of course I gotta play as Vlad. I can't imagine the other vampires dominating Vlad. He's just too powerful. I keep making all these hand gestures so people can see them. That Black Spider tribe is worrying to me. I don't know where in the world it is. There's only one of those. This black with a red stripe through it is like a... What are they called? It's not rebel armies. Or is it? It's kind of. A rebel army, they're sort of like mixtures of other armies units. And they can have very powerful combinations. I don't know what that one has, but some of the other ones are full of like heavily armored cavalry, and that's not pleasant. Okay, Erengrad. Let's upgrade Fort Ostrosk. Yeah, you're getting attacked over here again. Oh, you got some more guys. You got Huskals. Bigger and harder. You got magic attacks, weapon strength, they got bonus versus large, missile damage, they got rage. Exclusively picked among the physically largest and mightiest among the dwarves, these Dawi can cleave even a horse in twain with their runic axes. Actually quite big, I think they're about the size of a human. That's a very big dwarf. Right. I have 3 recruitment slots here. I'm going to expand 3 of you, and then I'm going to replace you next turn with some other things. I could have actually changed the what's it called? The province declaration thingy from taxes to recruitment to get 1 more slot. But I don't plan ahead that far. Besides, that would mean I'd have like 5% less gold. Which would probably be only like 15 gold, but whatever. the game cycles through the major factions for each of them first, and then it goes through the minor factions for each of the races second. So that's why you see like high elves go past, and then later on some more high elf factions go past, because the first ones are the ones which you can play as. The second ones are like they're just like the generic factions. They're not headed by any unique lord, unless they have one added by a mod, like Marienburg there, or Nordland, or Ostermark, Ostland, Sturland. They all have unique lords added by a mod. I have, as well as the Border Princes, Estadia, Tabaro, all that. But their order isn't changed. I forget where the Strigos Empire is. I think it's down south near Kemri, in Araby or Nehekara. I actually had a mod at one point which added them as a faction. They're kind of like Strigos Empire is like Vampiric Ghoul Kings, or the remnants of a empire ruled by vampires, which got raised, and their rulers, the Strigoi, scattered about, so they're also trying to reclaim their empire, which was apparently a pretty good place to live for humans, comparatively. So,
I go then.
okay, go up here. Hey, Frozen Landing doesn't have anyone protecting it.
Forest has spoken.
What's it got? Oh, it's got a weak. Yeah, it's got some frost ice trolls. Sure. That's it? Okay. Should I raise that? Or should I actually settle it? Frozen Landing is the small one. Bearsling's Camp's the big one. That's got iron, which would give me a discount on units. That's a port, which would give me a bit more money. So is a Bearsling's Camp. What would it give me? 100 gold? That's for theirs, though. That's for the Norscans, though. Feel like, I don't know. Feel like I should leave it for the dwarves to take, but I don't know if the dwarves would, because it's chaos wastes, and I think that's unpleasant for them.
Yes, my lord. I will marshal.
Upgrade that to rank 2. Actually, how much is this? Nearly all of my gold. I would like to rebuild your army first. These are still cheaper, but that's because these have shields. The difference between these? This. Which gives them more leadership when they're low on... When their leadership is low, they get a leadership buff. So, it's just better to get the Kislev units because they're sterner. Okay, do that, then do that. Hey, you've got a hero. You've got a Thane, Joseph Steelbeard, and another Thane, Kadrin Cragbrow. We've still got the Skaven hero here, Stadin.
Let's hear what you have to say.
Military access? Nope. I refuse. My reasons are my own. How are you actually feeling with us at the moment?
Aye. Let's hear what you have
Trespassing will go down slowly.
both gold.
A gift didn't really give too much. Only increased it by like 9, but it helped. Besides, I like giving gifts every now and then. It's like role-playing, you know. I don't aim to play as efficiently as possible. I kind of find that to be a bit boring. I don't know. I play the way I play. The Empire is apparently doing a fair bit, if it was lingering on their turn for that long. I wonder whether they'll survive. In some of my other games, the Empire have ended up being destroyed. Which is kind of impressive. I think the AI starts with their entire province owned. But, I don't know. I've seen them defeated by Bretonnia, which is supposedly kind of an ally. Kind of. But I think Bretonnia ends up taking out Marienburg and getting big boots from that, and deciding that they can take over the Empire. Marienburg is a port city which is very valuable in between Bretonnia and Reichland, the Empire's province. Hey! Theoderic Galsa. It is Festag! We should consider a treaty between us! Well, you've made peace with Ostland. You are always Laurelon Forest, which is here. Some Wood Elves, which were added in the last patch, which are over there. And the Leafcutters tribe, which are some Greenskins, which were added over here and over here, but they've actually claimed there. Well, sure. Military, non-aggression pact and trade agreement? Yes, you will accept that. A solemn pact. Sigmar will decide if this is wise. Sigmar is the god of, or one of the gods of the Empire. He's actually one of their past rulers who got deified when he disappeared. It's called Sigmar Heldenhammer, and he was a great friend of the dwarves as well, as a large exterminator of the Greenskins. And the dwarves gifted him with the hammer Galmaraz, which I think means Skull Smasher. Something like that. And Galmaraz is the Warhammer, which Warhammer is named after. I think he's depicted as a large... I think he's a Norscan? I think Sigmar... If not a Norscan, came from the north of the Empire or something like that. He was a large man with a great beard. A migration. Begone! Do nothing. Or we can accept people. Increase growth, reduced recruitment cost, or in public order goes down by -3. Sure, welcome. We need the growth. And we got a Kislevite Kossar. Many Kossars leave the constant wars of their homeland to become mercenaries and adventurers elsewhere. Well, this one is still in his homeland. What do you give? Campaign movement range. I will give it you to him. Yes. That'll be good. Give you more movement range. You're supposed to be mobile. I will give you... I say boyars. Bastard Empire, kept safe with Kislev blood. You and your land be dead but for us. Do we get... No. Okay. I will upgrade you to tier 3. Actually, we've already got one of these somewhere, don't we? Prague? Yeah. Can't build level 3. Do I get... Yeah, I do. I get captains there, but... Where do I get the, boyars from? Ice Witch, Celestial Wizard, Witch Hunter. It might come with the captains, so... Let's build a garrison here, and we'll upgrade you, because I can do both.
These are dark
And I will go and attack Frozen Landing. Oh, I can sack it for 3,600.
To war!
Should I do this battle? It's only a small one. Yeah, sure, we haven't had a battle yet. It's not going to be a challenge, but I'll be able to show off the ice trolls. Ugh. And I like doing some of the smaller battles rather than just all the large battles. Mixes things up. No dropped frames, skipped frames. 0.5%. Fine. We'll go into a battle and it will probably get a bit worse, but I think it's been rather acceptable. So I'm quite happy to continue doing this. Oh, they do have some Marauder champions here. All champions strive to be chosen, willing their deeds to be observed and judged. They're armored and shielded. They're like the tougher Norscan marauders. Actually have armor. And helmets. They're armed about the same though. The shielded icon, this silver shield here, means that they have a large shield which protects them more from ranged weapons. There is a bronze shield which is lower, which still protects from ranged but not as much. It can also, I think it can also determine like the size of the, it could also be used to it's not just the size of the shield. I think at least in some cases it's also the size of the shield compared to the unit, because I'm pretty sure goblin spears have a silver shield, even though their shield is small, because the goblins are small. Do this. We also got Katarina, and she's got a number of spells now, so she's actually rather kick-ass. Which is nice, I'll be able to show off some of the better spells, rather than just buffing our units. Where's a good position for the cannon? Over here. Is that seeing down? Yes it is. You, over there. You go there. You can go there. Hide in the forest. Go there. There you go. And that. And there, there, and there, and there. And you go on hold. I want you... you on skirmish. You on skirmish. Okay. I'll actually move you across a bit more so that you're defending the cannon a bit more. There we go. Okay. Hey, cannon. You want to shoot some trolls? There's the ice trolls. Bam! One of them just took a cannonball to the face and doesn't really care. Oh, or did you miss? How can you miss them? Look at the size of them! Any units here which we haven't seen? There is the improved marauders. Not those guys. These ones over here. Are they them? Yeah, they are. These are the marauder champions. See, they have better helmets and better armor. They're kind of scary. I don't know, how do they compare to my units? Let's see. These ones. Yep, they got more health, they got 50 more armor, 14 more leadership, 5 more speed, 2 more melee attack, 19 more melee defense, 15 more weapon strength, and 6 more charge bonus. So, what about my Kreml Guard? My Kreml Guard have more armor, and 1 more leadership. But this isn't counting our leadership bonus when we get low on health, so... Okay, let's get rid of these spears. Cannons! Come on, could you hit a troll? Bam! There you go. You smacked one of the, you hit one of the trolls and he went flying. Is he dead? He is actually dead. Well done, you killed one troll out of multiple volleys. Stop firing. You might actually hit my own units if you're firing at such a low depression. Hey, the trolls have turned around. No? Come on, shoot them. Pow! Uh-oh. Trolls are coming in. We've also got a passive, which means that our units get increased, what's it called? Increased physical resistance when I'm casting spells. Boom! Okay, that's what that's like. That's cool. That's actually a Dark Elf spell, but repurposed for this. Nice, nice. We don't even need the winged lancers for this. Come on, shoot those trolls. Don't want them escaping. Charge! Dun, ta, ta. There we go. Get out. No, you won't. I'm gonna clean you all up. You could actually chase after them if you wanted. Well, your charge got caught on another unit, but... Okay. What are you getting shot by? My own guys? Probably. Okay. Are you going to be able to kill those trolls? I'd like you to do so. I mean, it doesn't matter. This is just a garrison, so we'll kill them all anyway, but... I don't know. Experience? Bam! Actually turn you off ranged. Did you kill them all? I think you did. Well done. Okay. Decisive victory. Could it have been any other way? We only lost 77. A few of that possibly to friendly fire, but oh well. Gospodir Spearmen took the brunt of that. That was because they were on the front lines. You know, getting charged by Norscans will do that, but they weren't in melee long enough to be a major problem. 27 kills, 5 kills, 1 kill, 11 kills, 21 kills, and the trolls still got 5 kills, even though we dealt with them pretty quickly. Ice trolls are basically just trolls, like for some of the other factions. Greenskins have trolls. Warriors of Chaos have chaos trolls. Ice trolls are the same. I believe they have a frost aura, which slows units down around them. Enemy units down around them. I don't know if they've got any other different abilities than that. All trolls have regeneration. So that's why it's good if you actually down a model, because that one's not coming back up. Only regenerate health. They don't resurrect themselves. At least not during a battle. In the lore they do. There's actually a goblin hero called Grom the Paunch, who I believe at one point he was challenged to eating a troll steak or something like that. A raw troll steak. And he ate it, but it kept regenerating inside of his stomach. So he's never had to eat anything since, because it's like balanced out where it's regenerating at a speed the same as he's digesting it. So he's really large for a goblin. Hence why he's called Grom the Paunch. But yeah. He's actually one of the lords that people, including myself, hope get added in one of the DLC packs coming. Possibly with the High Elves, because he did disappear attacking Ulthuan. You know what? I think because my cannon actually took out one of those trolls, I'm going to have to give them a unique name. Something to honor the fact that they took out an ice troll with a single cannonball. After a number of misses, let's just forget that. It will inspire the troops to do better if they get recognized for their achievements in battle like that. Troll hammers. No, because that's a dwarven unit. Troll hammer torpedoes. Ice shatterers? Possibly. Loot and occupy. Sack. Don't really want to own it. Just kind of want the money. But I would like to get rid of it. I wish Raise gave you more. Raise is like a third what I can get by sacking it. Loot and occupy gets me nearly 2,000. Fine, let's loot and occupy it. And we're going to have to build tap room here. 50% chaos corruption because of local population. Ugh. And we're not going to get too much money here anyway, because it's all going to be reduced by 50% because of the unpleasant, uninhabitable climate. And our buildings cost more to build here, so... And they take longer, too. Let's build fields in the wastelands! Yeah, we're going to have mutated corn, everyone, or mutated grain. Can I just build walls here? No, I can't even build walls. It's just an outpost garrison. So, I can't have, like, walls on the settlement. If I hold off on that. How much is it upset by? Conquest is 30. Corruption's causing 20. So it's going to be down to about 20 next turn. And then it's going to get down to minus 10 because of provincial instability. Corruption's going to go down as I inhabit the province because it's not going to stay at 96. I hope Tsarina Katarin doesn't get insane from all of the corruption. Yeah, let's build the tap room. We need stability here.
At your service.
Or... what does level 3 of this do? 80. And that is 400. So I'll get 200 for that and 40. I'm already kind of regretting taking it, but...
Praise Sigma.
oh well, we'll make it work somehow. I want from you... sharp blade. That's actually... oh, shard blade. I thought it just said sharp blade. These ones aren't too useful until I get higher units. Rise of a legend. Kislev! Boris shouted, his deep voice booming across the snowscape. The bear roared, joining his master in the sound of triumph. Let's get inspiring presence. It will improve his troops a bit.
To the province.
Oh! Oh dear. Hellspire Norscan tribe has confederated with Wintertooth. Here's Throg the Troll King. Down here. So we're going to be dealing with Throg. Shield of Tolos. Okay, fine. Missile resistance. Oh, great. So, yeah. Trolls are kind of a thing, and Throg is the king of the trolls. He's actually smarter than the average troll. He's actually supposed to be quite intelligent, even compared to humans. Because of a crown he has around one of his tusks. You can barely see it down there. I think it's called like the... it might be called the Wintertooth crown or something like that. Anyway. Yes, he gets a bunch of bonuses for trolls in his army. Oh, there's a another lord there, Grim Ironwill. That's a rune priest. Are you suffering attrition? Yeah, there. Okay, they confederated, and this army's suffering attrition because they do not have a home region. I thought they would have actually changed hands. Oh no, they must have... yeah, they confederated with the Hellspire tribe. And then they destroyed the, this tribe. The Goramadni tribe. Oh wait, that was that one there, wasn't it? I'm getting confused. They'll actually have to come and attack me to try and take their territory back. How long is that peace lasting between you?
You anger horned one, and I am instrument tool of his vengeance.
Yes. Actually, our peace with them has run out.
What does the Emperor bid? Now.
Great. They declare war on me next turn. They would be in range to attack Fort Stragov.
Yes, my lord. Who calls? Ready.
They have two armies, so if one of them sieges it, they'll be able to attack the other one. Let's move you out.
I'll marshal the men. To the provinces.
I could attack Prague. None of my cities have walls, apart from Erengrad. Kislev has a big garrison just because it's my capital. Erengrad has a pretty large garrison because of the walls I built.
Can I offer?
Damaged buildings still though. That one. Well, can't be done. Can't be helped. I don't have enough money to repair it. It will repair slightly by next turn. Repaired buildings slowly repair if you don't pay for them to be repaired, but I don't think they'll ever be fully repaired. You have to pay for them to become operational again, but the cost will go down the more turns you spend with a building unrepaired. There's a little health bar next to them which raises the time. Now, the Goramandi tribe going to come and attack me? Or are they going to attack the dwarves? They might try to take Shortrucken. Wintertooth is at war with me, I think. Right, yeah, they were at war with me before. Well, maybe I shouldn't have taken Frozen. I'm just gonna have to abandon it. Bring Katarine down to fight off Throg. Could have gotten more money. Whatever. Whatever. Oh, I didn't name the cannon. Do that. There is kind of differences between the different greenskin factions. There's sort of the basic greenskin faction. Oh, they actually took Shore Truckin'. Those gits. How'd you do that? You were, like, taking attrition damage, and they had, like, an army of kind of comparable size with their garrison. And they lost? Greyherds. Who's that? Oh, right, that's Morgur, isn't it? Sieg Q, World Eater, Jagged Horn Tribe. Okay, fine. Katarine gets strict. Well, I guess we're going to be staying up here a bit longer. I mean, they could take it back themselves. How did you manage to take that?
These are dark times.
Should I do that? I don't want them... If I took it, I'd just, like, raise it. So that their dwarves could recolonize it. Should I let the dwarves deal with it? I'll let the dwarves deal with it. It's not my problem. Okay, get Midwinter's Kiss. And forget this place. They can try and take Frozen Landing and reappear there. We've got bigger problems, rather than trying to colonize parts of the northern wastes. You move back. Don't get rid of those spears, actually. They're fine as it is. Stalgrad Militia, Kossars with shields. Siberian Hunters? Kossars. What's the difference between them? Siberian Hunters have minus 15 armor, minus 5 leadership, not counting the bonus we get. They have slightly higher weapon strength, slightly higher charge bonus, and slightly higher missile damage. Well, they also have Vanguard deployment, Stalk, and what's it called? Move fast over any terrain. They are more expensive. Oh, but the also the Kossars here are actually armed with axes, so they have armor-piercing melee. Fine. How do they compare against crossbows? They're just generally better overall. More combat-focused. Higher leadership, less armor, higher missile damage too. Against the Kossars? Again, my Kossars are basically better all over. Build some Gospodar Axemen. Anything else? Arengrad's fine. Prague. Fort Ostrosk. Upgrade Fort Stragov. And anything else? Fort Jakova. Build an iron mining pit. Yeah, damage building. Whatever. I don't care. That will rebel. They'll reappear. But, That's not a problem right now. Oh, Katarine gets Taskmaster, which I believe is further movement distance on the campaign map because she's in march, forced march stance. A lot of the ways you get traits is by just performing actions, and if they perform a certain action a lot, they will get a trait based off of it. Chances are, if your general spends time in combat in melee a lot, you'll get traits based on that. Think bloodthirsty. If he flees a number of times during combat, he will get a trait, Raven or something like that, which will, I think, will actually give him lower leadership. But it also increases speed. So it does kind of have a benefit. What else is there? I can't remember all of them. There's a lot of traits, and one of the past patches actually told you how you got them, which was very nice that they added that. There was quite a few people complaining that they were like, I got this trait and I don't know how I got it. Oh, did they confederate with Wintertooth? Great. Oh, there's a Wintertooth tribe up there. Oh boy. Yep. Backed by all the power of Wintertooth. I've got enough money coming in, though, to be able to build a second army, I think, in full. So. Taskmaster. Don't let them rest. An idle body is one ripe for corruption. Spent multiple turns in march stance. Campaign movement range plus 3%. Campaign line of sight plus 3%. Only small. Imminent rebellion. Goromandi Mountains. Yeah, sure, whatever. I want you. We'll go strike a blow against them. Go up to Tower of Crack. Yep, Olaf Himal-son is now part of the Wintertooth tribe. You're not actually at war with each other? That's surprising. Military access? I mean, you know, the forces arrayed against us are getting quite large. Might be an idea. Maybe. No. Build basic walls in Fort Ost-Rosk. I want you to get... Crossbows are cheaper though. Like 50 gold cheaper. Per turn upkeep. And not to mention cheaper being to recruit. It's because these are hybrid, melee and ranged, and these are like hybrid but even more. Do we get like... I think we do. We get range, yeah. Streltsy are our they're armed with rifles, armor-piercing missiles, anti-large. Though not of the caliber of the gunners of the dwarves or even the Empire, the Streltsy still form an integral part of any Kislevite army. We don't have them yet, though. There's a boyar. We need the gunsmith for that, so we'll need to build that as well to be able to get them. We'll need to build an armory to be able to get our better units up there. I think the other factions have ended up getting rid of that sort of codependency of buildings on units. It does kind of get in the way a bit. I don't mind it too much, but it just means you get the better units later on. You have to have enough money to build like 2 buildings, as well as upgrade your upgrade your settlements to be able to have enough slots to build those buildings. They're not Kislev units, but I'm going to build crossbows just because I want ranged. You're going fine. You're building What Stragolf is building, Zoyshank's building, fine. Imminent Rebellion. Yeah, yeah. End turn. Yep. Oh, it's actually a Chaos Army which is spawning. Well, that's fine. I was worried that it was going to be a Norscan army, but... The Chaos... the Warriors of Chaos... what's it called? Rebels which are spawned there is better, because they will just raise the settlement. They won't actually settle it and take control of it, so... Nobody will have this settlement after they're done with it. Oh, the Wintertooth actually going to... What would happen? They take the settlement, and then the Chaos Rebels... siege it? Or would the Chaos Rebels attack it first, raise it, and then they're going to colonize it themselves? The Dwarves might take this chance to take back Shortrucken. Hey, Rocket Truck, are you going to? No, apparently not. Maybe they're moving to take it back. The Dwarves are kind of a slow faction to recolonize. But they do... I think they are. I think the AI is set to be like that. However, they do end up taking over a fair bit of the Southlands. Yep. Okay, we get to see some of the Chaos Warriors here. Wow. One unit. Ulba Scorefester is a spellcaster. He's actually a sorcerer of the Law of Metal. When subjected to his power, all before this sorcerer lord are sliced, diced, and desiccated. The rest of it's just Chaos Marauders and Chaos Warhounds, so... Sorry, but you can just imagine they flee back. They don't actually die. And they raise the settlement, which means the Wintertooth want it, and they're going to have to settle it. Which means that they will... Yeah. Nobody ends up having it. Oh, you're being attacked by Skaven now. Or, kind of. Would you be able to deal with them? Cazador Asgal. Probably. I think that's just a whole lot of clan rats. Is Hell Pit guarded at the moment? No. It's garrison. 2 Plague Monks, Censer Bearers, 2 Plague Monks, Clan Rat Spears, Death Runners, Poison Wing Globadiers, Skaven Slave Slingers, 2 Hell Pits, 3 Rat Ogre Squads, and 2 Plague Claw Catapults. What's the biggest threat out of those? Death Runners are nasty. Hell Pit Abominations are pretty nasty. Rat Ogres, yeah, but they can't get up on walls. Plague Censer Bearers are kind of nasty, and Plague Monks. It's kind of the whole army, isn't it?
Yes?
I do have a lot of numbers, though.
You need me? Your orders are acceptable.
If I attack that, they might try and move back, but the dwarves might intercept them. But only one of their armies would intercept, which means they might not actually attack them. If I... Where's their other army? They did have 2, didn't they? Is it a bit further over there? Nope. Okay. Well, you just move back there.
I will marshal the men.
You move into Fort Stragoff. Zoishank, go to Hold Festag because you're on
What do you
4.
need?
I want you to
Orders?
go here,
Seeking unseen paths. Anything.
in camp. Do I get attrition when I go in there? No. I don't. We're probably not going to get the luxury of sieging it for multiple turns. The Throg's probably going to come down from there. Oh, they're still not completely united. There's still the Vanaheimlings down there. So they might be still fighting amongst each other. I want to increase Volksgrad. How's things going down here? What about the rest of the world? Nordland's good pals with us. We can get military access with them. They're not actually at war with the Norscans. Kind of surprising. Vanaheimlings. Wintertooth. Wintertooth. Can't see up there. Vanaheimlings. Control all of that. Upgrade to Vastra.
Yes, my lord.
Lady of the Glade.
Move. There.
I go forth. The
And
forest
in
is
camp.
open.
I kind of don't want to get so close that the AI realizes what I'm doing and moves its army back. They're likely to do that. They might not actually be able to. They might have moved further from Hell Pit than they can move back from where they are now. But I don't know. The AI is pretty good at moving its units around. Or its armies around. Kind of annoyingly so. They tend to be able to move so that they're always just outside of your range, which is... Or at least that's how it used to be. But it's kind of frustrating. Like, having to chase them down. I mean, it's fine. It's not like it was in Medieval 2, where the AI would send lots of very small stacks at you constantly. Which was fun in its own way. But they're more coordinated in this, I think, than in Medieval 2. But Medieval 2 was its own challenge in a way, because it was just constant stances. Oh, did they actually defeat them? I think they actually defeated the Skaven army. Well done. If you did. I assume the AI can see the whole map. They just program it so the AI forgets unit locations. Yeah, I would say so. I mean, you can't really... I don't think you could really make it so an AI has to discover things the same way as the human player does, because they have to. The computer has to calculate where the position of units are. Not that they would be looking at the same data, right? But if you ambush one of your armies, you put them in ambush stance, and they successfully hide, the AI will act like they're not there, and you can catch the AI using an ambush. So it's fair in that regard. But yes, it will seem, I think especially on higher difficulties, you will tend to see that the AI always goes for the settlements which lack strong defenses, and they'll sort of be able to move around your armies. Even though they shouldn't really know where they are. Angry gods, so be it. So, Hell Pit is actually rather open at the moment.
The Azrael.
It's a problem in strategy games, yeah. I think it... You're actually improved relations with me. Oh, because of my trespasses against Crack and Drac and past treaties with you. Do I want to do this? Hell Pit's not fully strong yet. They have a Plague Priest there now. But they lack an army. They just have their garrison. Yeah, I want to do this. Wintertooth might siege me while I'm doing this. They took Frozen Landing. But if I can get rid of Hell Pit here. The AI knows exactly how long it will take to move to a certain location, while the player does not know the exact numbers. Yeah. There's things like that in the Total War games. The AI is able to like precisely calculate how far it needs to move to be just outside of the range of your armies. How far it can like skirt around the movement of one of your armies.
No, not until Hexenstag.
And so on.
The
So,
nation calls.
I mean, it makes it a challenge, but at the same time, they might actually attack me on the field, which I think would be advantageous to me. Because Skaven don't have great ranged, except, and I know my Skaven, except for Plague Claw catapults, Warp Lightning cannons, which they don't have, and Warp Locked Sails, which they don't have. Everything else is rather short-ranged in Skaven army list. They've got rattling guns, they've got warp fire throwers, the poison wing globadiers, and the slingers. And then they've got like throwing stars, but they're all rather weak. They're not weak, but they're just shorter ranged. Skaven don't have bows or crossbows or anything like that. It would take too long to train them. I'm kind of surprised they don't use crossbows, but they prefer technology, so they'd use a gun over a crossbow because it would be cooler, I suppose. The AI knowing where your units are is something you notice in older strategy games like Age of Empires, where you can try and build a base hidden off from where the AI is, but they'll tend to know where you've built. I think the AI is better in the more recent Age of Empires 2 versions, where they actually have to discover things where they are. But I think it's like, it might be something like they have to discover where one of your buildings are, then they know where all the rest of your buildings are, rather than they just know where you are right from the beginning. Seem to remember that from a video I watched. No. Beastmen, don't you think about attacking that? We're not at war with you yet. You're thinking about it, aren't you? I can see you. Do we want a fourth army? Oh, I didn't
I will marshal the men.
I didn't change the name of my cannon. What's it called? There we go. Well done. Zoyshank, do you want anything? I need more recruitment facilities down here. I've just got stables. We can get Griffin Legion, but we can't get Winged Lancers. Aren't Griffin Legion better than Winged Lancers? They are. We can get Drusina. Oh, those are the guys armed with pistols. Fine. Volksgrad. They're probably going to attack from that direction. Forget the woodsman hut. I want you to build at least some kind of garrison there. Would he get in time? Probably not. Doesn't matter. Upgrade farms. Upgrade farms. Build paved roads. And I suppose we can get... No, we can't. Okay, fine, whatever. Homemaker Deluxe! I like the ability to rename your units. You can't do it for all units. You can't rename legendary lords because they're actually characters in the lore, right? So they have a name and it's kind of the whole point of them. But you can rename all the other units. Heroes, which you recruit, any of your infantry units, any of the monsters. I had in one of my Skaven games, I had a Hell Pit Abomination, which I called Fluffy. Because they're so adorable! They cause the enemy units to just die from looking at them. They're so delightfully hideous. And yeah, it's something I've done in some of the other ones as well. I remember in Empire Total War, I would rename any of my units which got up to rank 8. I think I would name them like Death Watch or something like that. Just as like, you know, hey, they're really cool now. Nope, they're attacking me. Okay. Oh, you approach me? Well, I have cannons. You do have 2 Hell Pit Abominations. I have a lot of spears, though. What's the scariest thing in this list? What would I want to get rid of first? They don't have a general. They have heroes. So the heroes are not very good spellcasters. I mean, the Plague Priest has Pestilent Breath and Blessed with Filth. Warlock Engineer does have Warp Lightning. But I have 2 generals I can use to get rid of them. Poison Wing Globadiers, they're anti-infantry and they're anti-large and armor piercing, so they have glass globes full of gas which they throw. Plague Center Bearers are anti-armor, armor piercing, and they have Demoralize or Contaminated, which lowers leadership by 10. Plague Monks have Frenzy. Hell Pit Abomination. The Hell Pit Abomination actually has a number of abilities. They cause terror, which means my units can flee if they get charged by it. It has regeneration. It also has Too Horrible to Die, where when its health gets lower than 50%, lower than 10%, it has a chance of gaining HP back, or it has a chance of instantly dying. And if it dies, it summons a unit of Skaven Slave Spears. This is similar to how it was on the tabletop. Every time the Hell Pit Abomination died, it had a chance to resurrect with a random number of wounds. And if it died, it would spawn units of rats as they poured out of its body. So, I don't actually have a Hell Pit Abomination. They came out after I had stopped playing. The largest thing I have in my Skaven army is Warp Lightning Cannon? I actually have a giant which I had for my Skaven army. Because they were mercenaries and you could take them. At least when I was playing. I modified the giant to have a big rat tail. He's got a little rat on his shoulder which is whispering into his ear. It's one of the old giant models, the metal ones, not the newer plastic models. So it's not as big, but And we've got an open field to play on. We're going to be able to see Hell Pit in the distance. Hell Pit is basically what it sounds like. It's a large pit in the ground. No, it's actually a dwarven settlement. That doesn't make sense. Hell Pit's not a dwarven settlement. Hell Pit is like this large crater with like 9 layers, like Dante's Hell or whatever it is. Leading downwards. They're full of ravening monsters and mutated horrors. That get worse the further down you go, I believe. Something like that. Clan Mulder, the clan which owns Hell Pit, specializes in mutant monsters. That's why there's all the mutant monsters there. That's why they have the rat ogres and the Hell Pit abominations, because they have them lying around, I suppose, and they just coerce them into battle using large pointy sticks. Okay, and the cannon can go over here. Katarin can go here. They attacked me, so they're actually going to move to engage me, because they think they have a chance. We'll see whether they do or not. We might actually get what's it called? Menace from below. Now that I think about it, so I'll actually move 2 of my sword units down here to deal with any Skaven which might pop up near my cannon, because they like doing that. They'll attack the crew, but if I have these guys here, I'll be able to break them quickly. I'll actually put you back here as well. Bit of artillery, a bit of cavalry will help with that. I'll put you lot over there, there, and there. Actually, which army is this? That's Kislev. It doesn't actually tell me. Okay. Which army is this? It's Kislev. Who would have guessed? Right. Put you back there. You on stand ground. There you are. Okay. Here we go. Run up there. Oh. Hey! Mounted archers. All the mounted archers. 'Tis a sight to behold. Oh, glorious Kislev fights on this day for the... I don't know. Blah, blah, blah. Inspiring speech. Crossbows. Yep. There's menace from below. Oh, they showed up back there. What are you doing back there? You dumb rats.
Crossbows ready, General. Now!
Just charge them. Are they gonna have warp bombs? I just had that thought. Skaven have an ability called warp bombs where they... It's like... hidden. They had, like... It's kind of like they just strap explosives to their own units. And then they detonate it when the unit gets low on health. And they just blow up. Did they do that? Doesn't look like it. They did spawn another unit though. Back here. Okay. So warp bomb is extremely annoying. It's like, oh, you had a unit there. Not anymore. What happened to my cavalry? They blew up. Okay. You down there. You move over there. Okay. You still hang around back here. There's warp lightning going off. There's the Hell Pit abominations. I just want to select all of my infantry, put them into the one squad, put on guard mode. I want you to shoot that Hell Pit abomination. Let's have a look at it. See the rat ogres, the big mutant Skaven with like, I don't know, just massively mutated muscles out to here, like bolts stuck into them and little engines apparently, and their arms hacked off with serrated blades stuck in place. That one's got some warp stone stuck on his arm and bolts and all that. Frankenstein monsters, basically. Hell Pit abomination, even more so. I believe they're a mixture of Skaven and some kind of giant blind underground worm. They've got like an engine on their back, multiple limbs, and twitching rat heads on the front. Very hideous. And a wheel on the back, just so that it can get along. And these little stubby claws stuck to its side. The Skaven are a horrid race. Here's the poison wing globadiers. They have gas masks and some protection and breathing apparatus for the poison globes that they throw. On the tabletop, they actually had a chance of dropping the globes on their own feet and choking to death on the fumes. There's the slave slingers. Poison wing globadiers. You can see they're actually throwing some of them. Booyah! There's the plague center bearers. Fanatical plague monks with censers, which are these flails. They're hollow inside and they have burning warpstone. Warpstone's a magical rock, basically condensed magic, which is extremely corruptive. And when they swing the censer around, they create a large gas cloud, basically similar to the poison wing globadiers, except they would sometimes choke to death on their own fumes in melee on the tabletop. They don't in this. But death runners, ninja rats. This is actually a new unit. This wasn't a thing on the tabletop. There was a death runner. It was a champion for the unit of gutter runners, which is the lower level. This is actually more elite than I would expect from the Skaven. Honestly, but oh well, it fleshes out their Eshin units a bit more. No! Don't shoot my, what's it called? Okay, where's the other one? There. Death Runners are over there as well. Run! Run! Don't get hit by that thingy. You're getting hit by that thingy. I told you not to. Midwinter's Kiss. That's actually pretty good. That's a big debuff. There we go. Swing! We also have Anzipal's Black Horror. Let's use that as well. That's a quite powerful spell. Bound from an item I found a while ago. Be quite useful. There it is. Might hurt my own units in the process. It's this big black cloud moving across the battlefield. Where's... There you are. Okay. Well, you got rid of that Plague Claw catapult, and you're shooting those ones. That's good. Oh, you actually destroyed all those. Nice! Charge them. Charge them. Actually, charge those down. Keep shooting them. I want you to keep chasing those. Get out of there. My winged lancers... Oh, they're gonna die. Yeah. They got caught by rat ogres and the like. Come on. Go this way. How's the Hell Pit abominations going? Have you dealt with them yet? Kind of. We need all of our mounted cavalry to come back around and deal with them. Yeah, my winged lancers are all dead, basically. Ugh. Shoot those rat ogres. That is annoying. I wasn't paying attention. Rat ogres aren't even that tough. I mean, they kind of are. They don't have armor. It's a big issue with them. Hey, look! The Hell Pit abomination died, and the Skaven slave spears popped out. Not Franz, for Ursun. You know, the bear god.
We are Sigma's heirs.
4. Don't lose the entire squad.
Quick march. No lingering.
Well, they're all fleeing. Hooray! Actually, that is in our benefit, because that means
Soldiers of the Empire.
that we actually killed both Hell Pit abominations. That means that we beat Hell Pit.
Cavalry ready.
And they're all the way over there. Don't know how you all got so damaged. I think you all were just shooting each other. Okay, is that cannon alright? Yeah, they're fine. They didn't even get hurt. The Empire may deny the existence of Skaven, but today we have definitively proven amongst our own people that they are a threat, a very real one. Not that we already knew that, because we've been fighting them. Okay. We don't need to kill them all. 514 losses. 229. 92. Nearly all of my winged lancers. Lovely. Only got 14 kills. Apparently we actually managed to kill one of the heroes. And both Hell Pit abominations. Some Poison Wing Globadiers got 105 kills though. 44 and 71 for the death. What are they called? Death Runners? Yeah. One Plague Monk unit got no kills. I believe that was because they were chasing my cavalry around, which is nice to see. 74 on the other one. 94 and one Plague Censer Bearers. 26 on the other one. 28, 23, and 13 on the Rat Ogres. As I said, the Rat Ogres, if they get in melee, they're a threat. If you shoot them beforehand, they're not that bad because they lack armor. And they don't have regeneration. So, that was always a problem for them on tabletop. They have Frenzy, and they're nasty in melee, but getting them into melee was a problem, because they had the low morale of the Skaven, and they didn't have armor, so if they got shot, they would tend to take wounds. Also because I don't think their toughness was very high. I think it might have been 3 or 4. Anyway. 3 is average. 4 is slightly above average. Actually, I had 3 rat ogres in my army. 2 of them were the plastic ones, which weren't very good models. And one of them was a metal one. One of the older metal ones, which looked much better. Much more dynamic pose. Now we're going for time. 1 hour and 46 I've been recording for. I might call it soon. Maybe one more turn. Now, should I raise Hell Pit or should I take it over? It is a large settlement. But it is an unpleasant, what is it? It is an unhospitable environment. I think we get to take it.
You will not regret this.
You will not regret this.
There are better slaves than ours.
Yeah. Well, I'd like the money.
Your secret's safe with us.
Okay. Maybe on our turn we'll get it? I might be able to just attack it and take it over the next turn. We'll see. How does it work? I'm trying to think. If the garrison comes out and attacks you and they lose, then I think they just retreat back into the settlement. However, if an outside army comes and attacks your army and the garrison is drawn out into that battle, then do they just all die? I can't remember. Well, we can just beat them. We might lose our winged cossars from that. So.
None shall live.
Because they're so weak.
To the provinces.
Destroy
Actually,
them.
do this. Yeah. Move them into that army. You just move over there. Can we still take this? Yeah. There we go. I lost some units, but I didn't lose the winged lancers. Dragon helm. We got a helmet. An ornate helm fashioned in the style of dragon scales, allowing the wearer to shrug off burning flame and bolts of fire. Armor +4, fire resistance 25%. Will go well with our Dragonbane gem. The Dragonbane gem was found in the gullet of the legendary drake Helorgondrax. The beast had choked on the stone in mid-flight and crashed into a halfling feasting hall at supper time. And it did not survive the encounter. Halflings are a faction in Warhammer, which I would actually like to see them added. They're kind of pathetic, but funnily so. Ooh, crystal cloak. A swirling mist of dancing ice crystals surrounds the Tsarina, warding off the most serious of injuries and confounding her foes' attempts to strike her. +10 armor, passive ability to crystal cloak, which gives her +8 melee defense and +44% damage resistance. Wow! Constant on self. No, that only activates when her hit points get lower than 50%. Okay. Winds of magic, -3 for Invocation of the Ice Storm, and -3 for the upgraded version. Cool. She gets a valet, Responsible for the grooming, wardrobe, and presentation of their charges, a valet is indispensable for the style-conscious noble. Magic item drop chance plus 8%. Okay, well, we own Hell Pit now. Occupied Hell Pit level 3. The teeming tunnel networks of warrens do not just sprawl on the ground, but can riddle entire mountains and chasm walls all as well. Well, we're going to want to... We have a tavern in here, which is improving the recruit rank. Actually, we can get witch hunters now from that. That's pretty cool. Okay. Get that, get that. Do I want to get an armory here? We also get exotic animals, because Hell Pit has exotic animals in it, apparently. That's something you usually only get if you're in Lostria, the South America in Warhammer. Upkeep, -3 for demigryph units. Would that lower the upkeep for our large bear units? It's another trade resource, anyway. We're going to want a Shrine of Ursum, though, to keep Tainted down. The Skaven taint down. Oh, it's only one local populace, so, okay, forget that. Strategic location. Don't get any unique buildings here. That's just for Skaven. Yep. Okay. Global recruitment capacity +1. Well, sure, let's repair that, because they all give us some researchers to research. Yes. Researchers to research. Gospodars, Joyosker, and Stolzer units. Sure. They're blessed by Ursun. Jeez, we get ward saves on our basic infantry from that? Oh, that's incredible. Ward saves is like all incoming attacks, whether they are physical, magical, fire, whatever, is reduced by that percentage. There's physical resistance, which is only for physical attacks, like getting hit by a sword or something, or a cannonball. that tends to kill outright, though. Then there's magic resistance, which dwarves innately have, which reduces magical attacks. And missile resistance, which lowers how much damage you take from missiles. I should probably rename the town. Hell Pit sounds a bit heathen. Can I do that? Yeah, I can, actually. Sure. What would be a good name for it? I mean, it's still going to be a hideous hole in the ground, regardless of what I call it. I don't know. I don't know whether I should call it after a city or town or something in, like, Russia or Poland. Whether I should call it something like Great Shrine of Ursum. That's probably what it will end up becoming. We can produce all of our bear units there, sure. There. Is that correct? Ursen, not Ursun. No, that's Fort Ostrosk. Great Shrine of Ursen. There we go. You get Beloved of Kislev. People of Kislev are utterly devoted to the Tsarina and would gladly lay down their lives for her. Constant, around, self, effect range 40 meters, plus 12 leadership and immune to psychology. You also get evasion, which increases your melee defense and speed, as well as getting access to the later things as well. But this unlock things which would be useful. Secrets of the Borka Palace is pretty good. income from all buildings, 30% local province. Ward saves when fighting against Chaos, Norscan, and Beastmen. Oh, that's only for her? Yeah, it doesn't say Lord's army. I would have thought it would be Lord's army. Maybe it's only for Katarin. Bonus versus large, immediately attack +8. That's pretty good. Public order +1, all provinces. Untainted +5, local province. Recruitment duration -1 for all units. Global recruitment duration -1 turn for all units. That's pretty good. That means a lot of my units, regardless of where I am, are going to be able to recruit in 1 turn. But that's a number of turns away, though. I kind of want to get Ice Storm and Invocation of the Ice. Oh, I've actually got 2 levels. Where do I get Ice Pegasus? Level 13. There we go.
Who calls?
You can run off there.
I will marshal the band. So,
You still got the winged lancers. Can run off with my winged lancers. Boris, you go down here.
now,
You have 8,000 gold. Hey, do you like what we did?
for you on this fine day.
I think you did. Military actions against Clan Molder, 51. Yes, I think you're really happy with us that we eradicated those Skaven. Well, that's good. That's 1 enemy gone there. Eases things up a fair bit. Prague, Volksgrad, Kislev, Fort Jakova. I have so much money. Let's upgrade Volksgrad, because if they're going to attack from there, then I would like that. We can upgrade Fort Jakova as well. Oh, let's get the walls in Zoyshank. There we go.
How can I assist
Yep,
you?
you're replenishing slowly, because replenishment is also decreased in uninhabitable climates. We see what Hell Pit looks like. Just a large pit ruin with, like, lava at the bottom of it. Are you going to take Shore Truckin' back sometime, Crackerdrack? It would probably be good to get on top of that. You know, I mean, sure, you're probably thinking out the best course of action to do it with as minimum of casualties as possible. But the Norscans aren't going to wait for you to figure out that. Well, taking out Clan Molder is a great victory for us. Now we could just focus on the Wintertooth. Another benefit of Hell Pit, or Great Shrine of Ursun, as it's known now, is that it comes with walls. We don't have to build walls there. It will have a large garrison regardless, because it's a
What could you
what's it called? Because it's a faction capital, or military access? Nah. You're all the way down there. Why would you want military access? You're at war with Ostland again. And apparently, what are they called? Beckhafen. Ostermark. Sorry, I always forget the name of that. Of this region of the Empire. It's Ostermark. I think you're at war with Ostermark. Why are you at war with them? Elector counts, whatever. Someone didn't invite you to their birthday party and now you're upset. You can't treat me like this! Don't he know who I am?
Us right.
Okay, go down there. Foot strike off! Build walls! You are getting Vestag. What's the problem there? Corruption. Okay, well that's going down. Because Skaven corruption will be basically nil from now on. It won't be any in my provinces. And it will only be like... It will be low in here. So that's fine. How much money are we getting from here? 0. Why are we getting 0? Oh, because we don't have any buildings which give us gold. Occupied Hell Pit doesn't actually get me any money. That gets me money. That will get me 100 at max. That will get me 250 at max. Toll gates will get me plus 8% on top of that. Yay. So it won't be a money producing province. But as I was saying, this is like a capital province. You can see it's got 10 slots here for buildings. I don't know whether we'll get all 10. We should. Or we might only get 5. Because we don't actually, like... It's not for our faction. Like Kislev... No, not Kislev. That's not a good example. Because that's only 8. There's a number of settlements in the game which are like... the major capitals of the world. One's here, Altdorf, and that's another, I believe, 10-slot settlement. Another one might be Corone here for the Bretonians. Another one is here, Lothern, for the Isles. Another one is Kemri down here for the Tomb Kings. They're just sort of like really important settlements. Another one here is for the dwarves called Karata. But yeah. The Skaven have another one down here. Where? Here. This is actually the Skaven capital down here called Skaven Blight. It's in a big swamp. It's actually the city which they first appeared in. Because Skaven were summoned into existence or created by either a wizard or their god.
Can I help you?
What are you? Support specialist. Oh, you're kind of a rune priest. Runic magic, armored. You got poison attacks and magical attacks. Okay. Patrol and maintenance of the furthest wards is a dangerous task. The powerful cast of the Warlord's runesmiths is up to the challenge. Okay, so you're like a combination of a melee fighter and a runesmith.
Yes, my lord.
Well,
This will bolster the
you
nation.
go there. How's it going over there? They haven't taken Bersling's camp yet. That's fine. You? Guessing Gospodars. Okay. And one more turn. I keep saying one more turn, one more turn, one more turn. Going for 2 hours now. Stopping. Hoisted by my victory. Just want to keep seeing what happens next turn. Like civilization. Kind of hope the mod gets updated soon so that that general over there isn't standing on top of his horse in a T-pose. He's a very frightening visage for the enemy to see him riding across the battlefield T-posing on top of his horse like that. Bastion, Knights of Flame, yeah. anything interesting happening. Hey, we got endurance training researched. What can we do now? Imperial University. Guildmaster Professors. We've only got iron mines. We don't have any gold mines. Reload time reduction for artillery. That'll be useful. Extra ammunition for artillery. Extra ammunition for my units would be nice. Yeah. Get that in body fire. That will make my archers, I think, better. You move in there. How's it going here? Still -8. We're not getting any money, so I'm going to actually stop taxing the province because there's no point. We're not making any money from it, so... And we'll give it Festag. Instead of putting it on tax rate, because we're not getting any taxes, because we're not taxing them, and we're not getting any money anyway. So we'll be able to increase the,
These are dark times.
what's it called? The, public order by enough to make it even. We lost some units in this army. What did we lose? Oh, we lost some, Halberdiers. Can't actually recruit them. And we don't have a blacksmith. Oh, I lost one of my Gospodar Halberdiers that have been with me from the beginning. Oh, so I lost one of the Gospodar Spearmen. Gospodar Halberdiers. I think I lost one of the Axemen too. We can get the Axemen. And... I can't get 2 Droyaska. Or can I? No. What are those? Cossars with shields. They're unbreakable. Stalgrad Militia. So they will never run. What use is this then? I mean... Anyway. Sure, get that. Whatever. Recruiting, good. Hey, dwarves. You want anything now? Military access, perhaps? Nope. Had a beastman down here. They're still raiding. The Vestro's fine. Build paved roads that will improve the resources there. Okay. And we'll end it on turn 41. Because I don't know when to say stop. I don't know when to stop. I think Kislev is actually in a pretty good position so far, at the moment. Got basically no enemies to the south. Barring surprise vampire counts. Or the Empire getting exceptionally annoyed at us for whatever reason. I don't think will happen. And we do have Norsca to worry about. Wintertooth, but they're still kind of divided up there. They're fighting amongst themselves still. They've got those beastmen to deal with down there. I would like to get rid of them. The vampire counts aren't that much of a threat though. They'd have to get through Ostermark first. Oh! Yeah, great. Okay. Arborque, Heart Ripper, has decided to attack us. Fort Jakova, no less! No. Oh well. So be it. Oh, we lost that again. It was in a good position. No enemies to the south. Okay, then. Yeah, it's just them. The beastmen are kind of unpredictable. They spawn, they attack. So, I mean, they weren't at war with me before. I'm gonna move you to go down that way. And then I'll probably just call it. Because... yeah, we've actually got positive... positive stuff there now. Public order.
A step too far.
You've got two wizards. Wizard of Fire and a Wizard of Death.
What do you want?
Nothing. Just... I don't know. Deal with them, please. Okay. There we go. And... yes, well... we haven't had too much of a threat. So far, we had... the Norscans, which are attacking our ally here. Which I chased off. Then I... took over this settlement, it got raised, then they took it, but then they confederated with Wintertooth. So they're kind of a bigger threat now than they were before, because they have the backing of the rest of this financially. We had all of our provinces until the Beastmen decided that we shouldn't do that. We shouldn't have that, so now we've lost Fort Jakova again. This is kind of why you want the tolled roads everywhere, because honestly, this is quite a large province to defend, especially early on. You have to have your armies chasing all over the place. Whereas other factions, like Ostland, have this. Even the Empire, or even Reichland down here, which is kind of large. Their towns are actually kind of close together. So... oh! Middenheim is actually confederated with the Empire. So, this is actually all owned by the Empire now. Kappelberg is being sieged by something. Eckhafen? Or Ostermark? Maybe Wolfenberg. Talabakland has taken Castle von Rolken. Okay, fine. Nagenhof is still there. Mordheim and Essen still owned. They're two settlements down here. That means the vampire counts aren't moving up. Vampire counts are all here, for the most part. Their capital is here in Drakenhof? Castle Drakenhof, yeah. But they also have Tempelhof up here. And there's also Averland over here. There's Solland, a new faction added in the last patch over here. Wissenland is over here with Nuln as their capital. The Wood Elves are located here in Athelloren, a big forest. We have dwarves in the mountains here and along here. There's also some greenskins up here. And there's more dwarves in the mountains here. There might be dwarves in the mountains here. But these usually get pretty badly beaten by greenskins or the vampire counts. Then further down there's... I don't know what any of this is at the moment. This could be dwarves still, this could be greenskins. There's dwarves and greenskins throughout here. Not that any of this really matters to us. Anyway. How's that going? They still haven't captured any of these, so I don't know what that is. Karak Kadrin, I still don't know who owns that. I would like to. That will give me an idea of how things are going down there. I think all this is still owned by the Norscans. Yeah. Sometimes Bretonia over here make incursions up into Norska and start taking over some of the settlements here. They don't seem to be doing that right now. They have an enemy there. They have Musalon, which is a vampire counts faction. There's also some other vampire counts in the mountains here. in the Blackstone post. Yeah. Called... Oh, I forget. Anyway, saved, and that will be it for tonight. So I thank you very much for joining me, and hope you'll join me again next time for more Warhammer 2 Total War. But until then, I will say farewell. Thank you very much for joining me. I'll stop the recording here.